Hello Penguinauts, I'm the Beardy Penguin and welcome to World of Warships. Yes, I've had a few comments saying, Beardy, there's someone been running around in World of Warships with your name. It's not you, is it? Yes, it has actually been me. After they added the British light cruisers, I couldn't really resist anymore. I've heard so much about this game, so many of you told me to play it, I thought I'd finally bite the bullet and play it myself. So I just started playing it recently, and I actually should have started playing it much sooner, because it's actually an amazing game. I'm having an absolute whale of a time. And if any of you see me in game, feel free to just send me a message, say hi, and I'm certainly not beyond just divisioning up with people. Is it divisioning up? I think it's divisioning up with people in World of Warships if you see me, and playing a few games with you. I'm more than happy to play World of Warships with a fellow Penguinaut. But anyway, yeah, so after the British light cruisers, I had to play this game because I come from a family with a lot of naval history, with my great-grandfather being the one I know the most about. He was a Royal Marine Commando, and he served during and after World War II, served aboard HMS Cornwall, HMS Phoebe, to name but a few, and I've heard quite a lot about him. He's one of very, very few people to get the Atlantic, Mediterranean and Pacific stars, so certainly did his bit. But anyway, more upon that later, more on Beardy's naval family a bit later on. Let's talk about the ship that we're taking out. So this is the Tier 3 HMS Caledon, which is obviously a British light cruiser. I was a little surprised that World of Warships didn't launch with the Royal Navy, considering the Royal Navy was, the biggest navy on the planet during World War I and World War II, but, I'm not really much to fault them. I guess, the Royal Navy did quite a bit in World War II, but compared to, obviously navies such as the US Navy and the Japanese Navy, there weren't that many sort of massive battles. It's more or less just sort of blowing up German pocket battleships and escorting Atlantic convoys. Obviously, that was a big job, but yeah, we didn't do a massive amount on the whole surface action front. But anyway, so I've learnt the hard way how to play this game as a light cruiser, because obviously I haven't had the experience of running around in a battleship. I've only been playing the British ships, and I found out, never be the first person to be spotted, and don't run straight at battleships. Not a great idea. But thankfully, this little light cruiser here has been polite enough to go ground himself on this island here, so I can just pump shots into him and I get 3 citadels on him. Yeah, this guy does not last very long. So I was just sort of going in at about 3/4 of my full throttle, just trying to stay behind the rest of my team, because what's a team for if not to soak up damage for you? And we just go in between the islands, and then this guy just presents a perfect target to us. Well, it would be rude not to blow him out of the water, I believe. There we go, put in some final shots. Come on, try and get the kill before someone steals it. These lower tiers, that's a much bigger danger than possibly at higher tiers. I don't know, I haven't played them. And there we go, that is my first kill. However, there is a battleship over there, so it's probably time to make myself scarce. His guns aren't pointing my direction, but I'm not going to be taking the risk. There's a light cruiser, so we're going to put some shots into him while we're pulling behind this island here. There we are. The thing about the British cruisers, as I'm sure many of you know if you play World of Warships, is that they can only fire armor-piercing shells. They can't fire high explosive. And the thing about battleships is they have a lot of armor, so you just cannot get through their armor and you barely do any damage. Whereas high explosive is what all other cruisers tend to fire at battleships, which just sets fires and generally just annoys them. It gives you like consistent amounts of damage. Armor piercing does far more damage when it penetrates, but it has to actually be able to penetrate the armor of the ship. So if you're in a British cruiser, basically the advice is just stay away from battleships, really. I've certainly learned that the hard way, because I decided not to watch any tutorials and just sort of learn things as I go. I started off just by running in and torpedoing people, because most people at low tiers don't really realize that light cruisers have torpedoes, so just running around torpedoing 10-year-olds and making them cry for giggles. What can I say? I'm easily amused. But then as soon as you get to tier 3, tier 4, yeah, you start getting nuked by battleships. You realize that's really not a great way to play the game, so you have to start being far more careful, because these things are glass cannons, to say the least. They take a hit and they're dead. There's another low health light cruiser over here though. He's at the extreme limits of our range, but we're going to take a few pot shots at him anyway. Although I do realise that actually I haven't done any damage to this guy. I would kind of be kill stealing if I kill this guy. So I think, okay, you know what, I'm just going to leave them to my allies. And not a moment too soon, because there is a sneaky little destroyer steaming straight towards my allies, trying to outflank us and torpedo us while we're not looking. Well, If there's one thing that light cruisers are amazing at, it is destroying. I should have picked a different word for that. Annihilating destroyers and other cruisers. And this guy, well, at this range, we can't really miss. I say that as I miss. So, of course, I turn because he's undoubtedly going to be launching torpedoes. He's not going to be presenting the side of his ship just to give me an easy target. He is definitely firing torpedoes at me right now. But he's also presenting a perfect target to me. And I fire some torpedoes away at him. You know, what's the worst that can happen? That they miss. But no, he's not actually going to do it, is he? He's going to do it! He's sailing it! Oh, my torpedoes are going to hit him! And we torpedo a destroyer. We don't have a moment to rest because then we run into a battleship at point blank range. Oh dear. Thankfully, our starboard side torpedoes have reloaded. Not that we've actually ever fired them in this game yet, I don't think. So, let's just say our starboard torpedo tubes are loaded. And thank God they were, because if they weren't, this guy would have turned his guns around and just blown us straight out of the water. At this kind of range, a battleship can't miss. And when a battleship hits you, you know about it. There we go. These are just his secondary batteries lighting me up, and they're doing a significant amount of damage. But he sails into all of our torpedoes, and there we go. Third kill within a pretty short space of time. But yet again, we've bumped into another battleship. And you can see exactly why I like to stay well away from battleships and a light cruiser. I realise I'm not going to get around the other side of the island. Try to pull a hard turn, and oh dear God. Yeah, there goes pretty much my entire health bar. That didn't, yeah, let's run away as fast as is physically possible. Thankfully, he didn't disable my engine, and these ships are pretty damn nippy, so he isn't going to get any more hits on us like that, certainly. And we try and get around the island while taking some more pot shots at another light cruiser. Yeah, I still find that a lot of people don't quite appreciate the fact that cruisers, a lot of cruisers, you know, especially light cruisers, they carry torpedoes. So you get destroyers running up to you in a suicide run, seeing a big, stupid cruiser just thinking, ooh, there we go, that's an easy prey, running straight up to you and then not even thinking about the prospect that you might have torpedoes of your own, so you just turn in, they miss all of their torpedoes, and you just fire some of your own, and they pretty much never see it coming. It's always rather amusing, especially when destroyers are meant to be the ones hunting down you, and you end up being the one hunting down destroyers. Actually, no, saying that, cruisers are kind of destroyer hunting machines. Destroyers are more for taking out big battleships, because they obviously have the maneuverability to dodge their fire. But this cruiser is just not fast enough to escape the range of my guns, and there we go. Fourth kill! Not doing too badly, considering I am very much a noob at this game. Don't take anything I say in this video seriously, or take it as any form of advice. Okay, I am not good at World of Warships. I just thought I'd record a little game for you guys, just because so many of you have been asking me to play it, and just show you that yes, I am playing World of Warships, and you guys are more than welcome to come join me here at tiers 3 and 4. I have got the Danae at tier 4, but I'm not quite good enough to really play at tier 4, so whenever I play, I tend to only ever get about 1 or 2 kills a match, and then get nuked by a battleship from halfway across the map, or an aircraft carrier. Because the thing is, thing about these light cruisers, they're just big enough, and just not quite maneuverable enough that they get hit by pretty much every single one of a carrier's torpedo bombers. And the anti-aircraft armament on these things is supposed to be great. In experience, it hasn't really been that good. I don't know. It's probably just me not being very good at the game. But anyway, let's see if we can get 5 kills. See if we can get a Kraken unleashed. That would be amazing. We've got a little destroyer here pulling some hard maneuvers. I would close to a much closer range, so I could basically not miss against this guy. But I do not have much health left, and that battleship over there is still looking at me with hungry eyes. So I'm not going to be giving him the flat side of my ship to fire at. No, we're going to try and give him as small a target as possible. We do just hit him, but it's only just not enough damage to kill the destroyer. We've got some shots in, it looks good. Oh, and then the kill's taken. It's a shame. We almost got that kill there, almost got our Kraken unleashed, but unfortunately it was not to be. But anyway, it's only an aircraft carrier, and that battleship which deleted most of our health earlier left in the game. Our team is doing pretty well, and that battleship there has very quickly run out of friends. He is almost certainly regretting his life decision. So pretty much every ship on our team is now closing in on that battleship. He's the only ship spotted, and we're all going to be firing at him. I think he just thinks, oh, YOLO, and this is when he actually turns around. He starts coming out from the other side of the island. He probably just realizes, you know what, if I'm going to go down, I'm going to go down fighting. So he's coming out from behind the island, and he gives us every single ship on the team a firing solution on him. Meanwhile, our friendly carrier is actually searching for the enemy carrier. He's actually in the enemy cap circle, so he's going to be, I think it's round about now that, yep. So our friendly carrier has launched a torpedo bomber strike on the enemy carrier, and in any second now, you can see just the, the hail of fire just descending upon this battleship. There we go! Enemy carrier has been taken out. So it's just this battleship left, and we've only lost 3 ships. This was just a slaughter for the enemy team. Here we go. Oh, look at there was just no way he could have survived that. And there we go. 4 kills, 3 citadels, a bunch of damage done. Pretty decent game for me. Nothing particularly special. I didn't quite manage to get my Kraken unleashed. So hoping. I've never got one of those before. I was so close, but so far. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this short little video just to sort of give you guys something to watch when you're not watching Fall of Kerbin. We can't really do battles like this in Fall of Kerbin because there aren't really any islands in the Aesir. It's just open ocean. So torpedoes and destroyers, they're not particularly effective against massive ships. But I don't know. When you have battles in and around the island chain in the south, things get a little more exciting. But Fall of Kerbin, Tapes episode should be coming up tomorrow. And then my video should be coming out sometime after that, probably at the weekend. So thank you for watching, everyone. And I hope you enjoyed this. Tell me in the comments if you want any more World of Warships, and I will see you all next time.